Good afternoon. This is Catherine Tyson Sewell. I'm sitting in for Sterling this afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is Talk Today. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. This afternoon, we're actually going to start the conversation with I have some guests in the studio already, talking about World Intellectual Property Day. It is the representative from the Cayman Islands Intellectual Property Office, Miss Candice Westby. She's the director. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
And welcome. Thank you for coming over to chat about this very important topic. We also have a couple of entrepreneurs, business owners, that we're going to talk about this topic, which is a really, really important topic. Miss Melissa Adderley, is that how you say your name?
That's correct.
All right. She's the founder of Women's Haven. I see you all over the place too, by the way. I saw you in another country.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The Caribbean.
Awesome. So awesome.
So
Congrats.
many people create IP, intellectual property, and don't even know it. And we interact with it every day too when we choose Colgate over Crest at the grocery store,
right,
you know?
Right.
Or we listen to music. We consume a lot of content. All of that is protected by intellectual property. So it is a big deal.
It is a big
to
deal.
your point regarding it being an asset, like people need to understand that when you have a trademark, like you add value by the actual value of your business now goes up because of that.
Right.
You know, some people don't really think that adds any, fiscal monetary value to your business other than just saying exactly. So, but you actually increases the value of your business. And
right.
like you said, being in multiple different countries as well is something that you need to look into. Like with the Women's Haven, we're in multiple different countries, and you need to understand that trademarks are respective to each respective country that you're in. So back to your point that, anyone can just go in any country and just register your name. And even if you're not there, you may not have any intention of being there, but they could do it. Mm-hmm. So you have to take that into account when you have exposure to other markets as well.
Right. And you might not even know
exactly
that it's happening.
Exactly.
Right? So, and that's a big deal because it is your property. And I was thinking, have you had any experience of someone, I'm talking to Ted and maybe Melissa, someone trying to, I don't know, like take your stuff or say, well, this was mine, or duplicating it in some way?
I have had an experience with that, unfortunately, here in Cayman. I was going to allude to that point after you were finished talking as well, because sometimes we get quite comfortable, in where we are. Like, okay, well, I'm selling my products here in Cayman. People see it. They know me, like, who can go and go take my stuff and act like that in this small country. But actually, that happened to me.
Yeah.
Here in Foster's, the product was there, and another brand came, and they took all my words, and they put it on their packaging. Wow. And I went there one day, I was like, what's this? This is my words? Like, this cannot be real. In my country? Like,
what did you do?
Well, I took action.
Okay.
I immediately contacted the brand. I spoke to them about it. They confirmed that they admitted to what they did.
Okay, well, that's good.
And all of that. I went to my lawyers, did a cease and desist with bold comparison wording to show the similarities and how close it was to my brand.
Wow.
They responded with a lawyer's letter apologizing, said it was a mistake or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
They had to take their packaging off the shelving, and they changed everything up a bit. And that happened here.
Well, go ahead.
The system worked.
Yeah.
The system worked.
It works.
Yeah. Well, it's good that person, the way that they responded to.
Yes, because it could have been, I could have taken it further, because that's something you have to look into as well. And prior to that, I didn't have my actual approval here in Cayman, because it's a process. It doesn't just happen like in a month or two.
Right.
Like, I'm going through that process before I have my official registration. I'm like, oh my God, this can't be serious. But that's just my life. Like, Women's Haven is my baby. I started that.
Right.
All those words took me months to put them together in that way.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't an overnight. It wasn't no chat GPT back in my time when I first started. So it wasn't that easy, right? I actually had to think about these things.
Yeah.
So it was quite scary.
Yeah.
But, I made it through, thankfully. It was pretty obvious. They couldn't fight it. If they wanted to, I could have taken them to court and make a big deal about it. But again, leads back to the expenses that you incur going through the court filings and all that. Do I want to go through all that?
Right.
But I took the easy way out, and I was like, well, I'm glad that they admitted to their mistakes and they did what they had to do, but it still made me feel uncomfortable, and it's something to be aware of, that don't matter that, small country, everybody know who you are, they see you, they'll still know, if you're going to be regional, I think like a lot of people don't understand this. Like they'll just get a trademark in Cayman. Like for example, we're in 10 Caribbean countries. In major supermarkets and pharmacies, like we're involved at high levels around the Caribbean. It's important to get trademarks in all the countries that you plan to have presence with your products in. Like don't just focus on because you're headquartered here in Cayman. Wherever you're planning to have your products distributed to, access to, anything like that, just make sure you have your trademarks. I even have a trademark in Great Britain, Northern Ireland. I'm not even in England yet or anywhere in the European region, but I am preparing myself.
I'm proud of you
to do that.
That is awesome.
I was going to say, that is remarkable.
That's awesome.
I'm sitting here proud of you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I mean, doesn't she sound like Serena Williams? Like she has her lawyers, she has her 10 countries.
Why is her picture not up around the island proud of them? They need to up the age for the proud of them.
Yeah, and even if you want to be on things like Amazon, like I'm an approved Amazon brand, like you have to show proof of trademark, you know, like
you need to have a workshop.
Yeah,
when is your workshop? When is your entrepreneurial workshop? You and Ted get together, do something like that. We're gonna the Cayman Islands Intellectual Property Office that is actually, it falls under the Ministry for Financial Services and Commerce. So that's where you come in, Deputy Premier Honorable Andre Ebanks. You started this? Did you start this?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, it's just something
I don't want to be oversold.
You started a lot of stuff, but not that.
That would ironically infringe on somebody else's IP right.
Exactly what we're talking about. Good answer. It was a trick question, by the way.
You set it up nicely. But if you take the last segment, there's a reason why I thought make the time for this subject that again is underestimated. Take Miss Adderley's story of someone infringing on her IP rights.
Right.
So just remember that. It's no different than if you had a popsicle stand and someone comes in and takes out of it physically. What they've done is try to take the ideas that are out of your head. So you have done, from all the sounds of it, an incredible job building a business that came from your head. The IP framework then protected your rights. Someone tried to infringe upon your rights. You got your lawyers. Big time.
Yes.
And then you were able to defend your rights.
Yeah.
So that is a proof point of what possibilities exist for young people to be a creative, how to protect it, and how to capitalize and make money.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I got to get your phone number.
Sure.
So I can.
Yep, same. Thank you so much for having us here. IP is so important.
Yes.
I know it's one of the things we've been talking about, the nature of this conversation. It's just undervalued. It's the biggest value add to your business in 2024.